Mark Andre here from My Rock Bottom Fitness. It's casual Sunday. I'm in the office today. I'm doing a little bit of work and filming for some intros, and I had a thought in mind to maybe go over some stuff with the shoulders. A lot of people are questioning how can I hit the front delts, what are good exercises for front delts, side delts, rear delts, and sort of split that shoulder and really focus and zoom in on certain parts of the shoulder. So let's head on out into the gym. I'm going to show you a couple of exercises and also explain the direction of the muscle fibers. So what's important with the shoulder is understanding the direction of the fibers and where the muscles are attached and where the insertion points are for the muscles. So if we're taking the shoulder, for example, all muscle fibers go and connect right about here, right on your arm. And they've got different directions. So we've got the front delt, which it starts out to here and sort of opens up and comes and ties into a little bit of the clavicle and the acromion, the top of the shoulder. So it hooks up on top here, right about here, goes all the way and stops at about here where the clavicle starts. So that's the front delt here. So if you want a good exercise and isolate it, you have to sort of play around with the rotation of your arm, so where the bicep is pointed in time. When you're doing an exercise, focusing on the front delt, you want to start rotating in, coming up, and come and join, try and bring that part closest as possible to this part here for the muscle to contract properly. So as you're coming up, it's good to start out, rotate in. If you're doing a front delt, raise, come in and move up like this and back down. So you get a full stretch, turn in, bring it back up like this. So that's a good exercise to hit the front delt. There's also presses that you can do. Now, different direction of the press. So if you hold the dumbbells like this or a machine press like this and go straight up, that's going to hit the front delt closest to the clavicle part. And you've got the raises here. Those are an overall good for front delt, and it hits the side delts as well. The rear delts are there mostly to maintain the joint structure, the stability in the joint. If you're hitting a side delt, you are bringing up like this, and it's all about that rotation. Remember the insertion point of the muscle? So it's right about here. So what you want to do is you want to prevent the arm, the bicep, from going up. You want to keep it pointing forward as you raise, and make sure you don't use your traps to bring the scapula up. So you want to bring it down as you're going up and keep that bicep pointed forward. Basic, very difficult to do to try and get the side delt properly. Okay? And the rear delts, there's the rear delt machine that you can use, or you can do bent over rear delt raises like this. So good for rear delts. Now the rear delts are located right on the scapula, and it starts right about here and it goes all the way around and it ends right about here. So that's your rear delt connection, and then again it ties into the side here of the arm. So as you're doing your rear delts, there's different ways of doing it. You can go like this, so you bring the arm back on a rear delt, or you can grab a handle more like a neutral grip and come out this way. You'll hit the rear delts. Now make sure as you do the movement you get no trapezius, okay? So that's another angle that the shoulder comes in, so it's more of a retraction of the shoulder. So you want to prevent retracting the shoulder. Just the arm. Stabilize the shoulder. Okay? And all the movements. So that's very quickly basic. You know, it's okay to do compound movements and do your presses, but you want to finish with exercises that isolate the shoulder to make sure that you're working on your weak points. All right, so one of my favorite exercises, dumbbell lateral raises for the side shoulder. Do about 20 of those. Get a good burn in the shoulder. Make sure I keep my shoulders depressed, stabilized, so my traps are not raising the shoulder. Keeping my biceps pointed forward. All right, so this is an example of a front delt raise with dumbbells. Okay, so it's important, like I said, to start a little bit out, and you want to rotate in as you come up. So rotate in, back down. Okay, keep the shoulders back and down. Get that good squeeze right in the front delt. As you're going up, what happens is, if you're not hitting your front delt properly, you're going to start losing the rotation. Your shoulder is going to do some funky stuff, forward, upward. Okay, try and keep it down, rotate it in, and move up. Okay, so again, all front delt, keep the elbows locked, and back down. All right, guys, we're going to go through a rear delt exercise. One of my favorite is the rear delt machine here. So you want to make sure it's set up properly. Height of the bench is important. Make sure you got the right weight on. All right, let me show you. You want to make sure your grip is right where, just a little bit of an angle going up for the shoulder. There's two types of grip. You can grab a pronated grip like this, or a neutral grip. I prefer the pronated for some of my weaknesses in my rear delt. As you're doing the movement, a lot of the people's mistakes are going to be elbows. Elbows are going to be bent. You're going to start having rotations like this. You're changing the angle of your rear delt when you do this. So when you're grabbing a hold and doing your exercise, you want to make sure that as you're going out, your elbows are locked at all times. Okay, like this. Try not to rotate the arm either. Okay? So be careful for the shoulder. Sometimes it'll want to rise to compensate. Make sure you depress, arch, keep your core tight for stability. And just the rear delt. Just hit the rear delt. Alright guys, so we went through just basic raises, front raises, side raises, and rear delt for the shoulder. There's a lot more workouts that you can do for shoulders, but for some of the people that want to do isolated movements on the shoulder, those are the ones that I just went through. You can add compound movements before if you want. So if you found that very interesting, like the video, and down below you can subscribe for more information. Thanks guys.